What's going on? It's Astronaut H, and this is the What More Do You Want Network. Now, in this video, I will be discussing NBA trade news, and that is from the Denver Nuggets and Brooklyn Nets. And it looks like the Brooklyn Nets have decided to send Cam Johnson to the Denver Nuggets in exchange for Michael Porter Jr. And also in the trade will be a first round 2032 pick, which is a forever from now in the NBA. But let's just talk about both players for a second. Let's talk about Cam Johnson and Michael Porter Jr. As we know, Cam Johnson was a part of the Brooklyn Nets a season ago, and he's been a guy who, I'm not going to say has bounced around a little bit, but in his time in Phoenix and going on to Brooklyn, this is a player that I think will boast well for the Denver Nuggets. I don't know exactly what to expect, but when you look at a player like Cam Johnson who could defend, you look at a Cam Johnson who a year ago, averaged close to 19 points per game. He averaged almost 5 rebounds and almost 4 assists. That is great stats when you look at a team who, could use more of a player that doesn't make the ball stick. And that's no disrespect to Michael Porter Jr., but that's always one thing to his discredit is when he makes the ball stick and doesn't pass, doesn't move the ball around. We know Cam Johnson is going to swing the ball. We know Cam Johnson is going to get his teammates involved as well. And he's a great shooter from the outside, is able to make the shots when open and things like that, can put the ball on the floor as well. Now, he's not the rebounder Michael Porter Jr. is, but again, like I said, he's not just a stick in the mud when it comes to rebounding. You look at a player, again, like I said, from a year ago, shot almost close to 90% from the free throw line, and also almost 40% from the three. So if you are the Denver Nuggets, you have a Joker, you have a Jamal Murray. These are things that as a team you want to see. You want to be able to maximize on a talent like Joker, and I think they did that. For me, looking at what the Brooklyn Nets got in return, Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is not a bad player. Let's not make that mistake. He hasn't been, to the level of all-star and things like that, but he has been an NBA champion. He has been a part of an NBA championship roster and knows what it takes to win. Now, you join the Brooklyn Nets. It's going to be different. You're going to have a guy like a Cam Thomas next to you, but I feel like the uptick in his scoring will be there. I feel like he's going to get more opportunities than probably he would have with the Denver Nuggets. I see his shot production going up. I see him, being one of those forces. He'll be one of the veterans on the team now. When you look at Nick Claxton and things like that, and also Cam Thomas. But Brooklyn, in my opinion, they're going the opposite direction. I don't think this is a team that's trending in a direction to be able to compete. I think they just want to put a product on the floor that's going to be good enough to see them, win a few games here and there. I think I think the Nets are playing the long game. I think they're trying to figure out exactly what they want to do and how they want to go about it. Because when I look at their roster and I say to myself, well, outside of this guy and that guy, who do they have that's going to ultimately be able to, bring that other thing? Again, like I said, having guys, you lose D'Lo, you trade Cam Johnson, you have a Cam Thomas, and outside of that, it's really not too many names on here that I can look at and say to myself, well, this guy's good. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see exactly what the Nets do going forward. But again, like I said, I think Porter Jr. is one of those guys that can help. I think he can help their cause. I think again, like I said, I think it's going to be an uptick in his scoring. I think he's going to be one of those guys that we're going to look at next season, he may be average, going from an average of 18 to maybe in the realms of 23, 24, maybe, because the shots are going to be there depending on how the Nets use him. But I don't see no instance where it's not a your turn, my turn in Brooklyn. You're going to see instances where Cam Thomas is choosing to drive the offense. You're going to see opportunities for when Michael Porter Jr. Goes about in the offense. But in this trade, I don't think there's any real winners or losers as of yet. Both players are pretty much mirror images of each other almost. I'm not saying to a T, but these are two players that, given opportunities in the right situation, they can be productive. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Who do you think won this trade? Was it the Nets? Was it the Nuggets? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Hit that notification bell to know anytime a video is being uploaded to this channel. It's Astronaut H. This is the What More Do You Want Network, and I catch you guys on the next video.